How's it going, everyone? It's me again, and as promised, I have for you the review video for the movie adaptation of The Fault in Our Stars as written by John Green, but of course this is the movie adaptation, so it was not written by him. The screenplay was written by someone else. And as a kind of prerequisite to you guys, this review will not have any spoilers in it. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I'm going to try and keep it as vague as possible while still giving you a general idea of what the movie's like. So let's dig right in. I want to start by saying that overall, I really enjoyed the movie. It was very good, and yes, I cried. I cried a couple of times. There was a little bit, about the first half of the film, I thought I was gonna be okay. I was like, all right, I got this, you know, whatever. And then I just kind of fell apart toward the end, like you do. But it was a very emotionally compelling film. And I want to say that from a professional standpoint, being trained in theater, being trained in acting for years, I can tell you that pretty much all of the performances in this film are brilliant. Shailene Woodley, who plays Hazel Lancaster, was amazing. Ansel Elgort, like, I've never seen either of them perform before, so I was kind of, you know, skeptical going in, but Ansel Elgort, who plays Augustus Waters in the film, blew me away. He was absolutely incredible. His performance was very compelling. You got attached to him right away, and it was very, very good performance. It was a very good interpretation of Augustus Waters. Nat, who plays Isaac, did very, very well. Even Willem Dafoe, who played Peter Van Houten, did a fantastic job with what he was given. Now, I will say as a caveat, the one issue I kind of have with the film are the changes that the screenwriter made to adapt the book into a movie. Most of it is pretty good. Most of it is not too far from what the book was, but there were some things they cut that I personally would have included, and then there were some things they included that I personally thought, not really needed here. But you know, all in all, overall it was all right. It was just there were a couple of things that, you know, they interpreted one way that I might have interpreted differently if I were adapting this book into a movie. In particular, the one example I can use without spoiling it for anybody is right at the beginning of the film, when Hazel and Augustus first meet, she tells him about her favorite book, An Imperial Affliction, and gives it to him to read, and he says he's gonna read it, but in the book she gives it to him to read, and he gives her one of the other books he likes, which is based on his favorite video game, Counterintelligence. So that in the book, Hazel flat out says, you know, because Gus is like, when can I talk to you again, blah, blah, he's like into her and stuff, and she says, you know, don't contact me until after you've read the book. So she's in control of that emotional situation, and that's very within her wheelhouse. That's very, very much so Hazel's personality, to be kind of in control of being out of control. And in the movie, they made it so that she just sits by her phone. They spent like a whole montage scene of her sitting by her phone or going through life checking her phone constantly to see if he's calling, waiting for him to call. And they didn't mention her saying, don't call me until you finish the book. So it was just kind of like they exchanged these books, and then without even getting any kind of background, she's just, the next thing we know, she's waiting for him to call. And to me, that, while it does build up, you know, it's very teenagery, you know, it does establish that they're teenagers who are new to this whole relationship thing, new to courting people, new to being attracted to the opposite sex. At the same time, it's not really in line with what Hazel's character was for me. For me, she's much more independent, she's much more aloof than that. She wouldn't be attached to her phone constantly, much I mean, maybe she would be, but that wouldn't warrant a whole scene in the film. So that's one example of something that they added into the film that wasn't necessarily in the book, that I didn't necessarily agree with. And then there were like little quips and qualms that I had. Obviously, you know, I've read the book 3 times now, and there were lines that one character said in the book, but a different character said the same line in the movie, and it changes that character's kind of backstory in my mind. So those I kind of had issues with. I feel like Peter Van Houten doesn't really get the character development that he gets in the book and the movie. And pretty much one of the only problems I have with the movie is that it does feel rushed. You know, you spend the first half of the film building up you know, Hazel and Gus's relationship, and building and building and building over and over and over again. And then after you hit the climax of the film, everything goes down really, really quickly. And I feel like that could have been a little bit more evenly distributed in the script. Like, we could have spent a little bit more time on the end part of the film where all of the major plot development happens, where all the major character developments, you know, all the major character changes happen. I feel like they could have spent a little bit more time there than they did in the beginning, and that would have been beautiful. But nevertheless, it is a very entertaining movie. It's very funny. It's very sweet. I just, you know, I kind of got scared for a minute that some of those script changes were going to turn it into like a Nicholas Sparks chick flick, and I did not want that for this film because the book is anything but that. So, all in all, you know, what is my bottom line? What is my feeling on this? Go see it, definitely, even if just for the performances of, you know, everyone in the cast. Hazel's mom does beautifully. I mean, such a beautiful performance by all of the actors. They did amazingly well. The cinematography was fantastic. The scenes were very accurate. And it was a very sweet, very touching, very entertaining movie from start to finish. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. But read the book. So that's my big conclusion, is the movie is fantastic, but please, please, please read the book. Because if you think the movie is good, the book is even better. It is 10 billion times better, in my personal opinion. So again, this is all just my opinion, guys. I do have an extensive amount of training in film and theater, but most of my training comes from the performance side of things. So my reviews tend to kind of lean that way. Because again, I don't know a whole lot about screenwriting, so most of the stuff I'm saying about the screenwriting is probably just a matter of me lacking knowledge in the subject. But I can speak to the actors' performances, and they are beautiful. They did an amazing job. Great job, you guys. You're not watching this, but whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much where I tend to kind of lean. So definitely go see the movie, but please, please, please also read the book. Don't, you know, take this movie as a be-all, end-all, this is what the book is, because it definitely wasn't. You know, there are definitely things in the book that, you know, maybe couldn't be included in the film because of time, but that really bulk up that story and really make it such an amazing, amazing, amazing piece of work. And most of the reasons I cried were the same reasons and the same times I cried while I was reading the book, and it's mostly because of the story and not necessarily because of the screenwriting itself, but it was the story blended with the characters, you know, the actors' representations of those elements in the story that really got me emotional, and it was a fantastic film. But please, again, I'll say it one last time, read the damn book. But that's about it for me. That's my little lowdown. See, not too bad, not too long. I don't want to droll on and on about, you know, movies and books and things. But now it's your turn, YouTube. Have you seen The Fault in Our Stars? Have you read the book? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you not agree? Put your little comments in the doobly-doo. I'm interested to see what you guys thought of the film, and I'm interested to see different people's takes on it. So that's about it for me. I'm going to go probably do some housework and upload this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because I got a bunch of cool stuff coming for summer. So that's gonna be headed y'all's way soon. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye!